Whilst former Prime Ministers Lyndon Pinling, the Right Honourable Hubert Ingram, and the Right Honourable Perry Christie presided over the establishment of some notable institutions and large-scale investments in the country, and we thank God for them. But also let the record reflect that in the combined 50 years as Prime Ministers of the Bahamas, Sir Lyndon 25, Mr. Ingram 15, and Mr. Christie 10, none of them has ever experienced the colossal health, economic, and hurricane calamity that Hubert Minnis endured in 3.5 years. Yes, and there was no blueprint and manual in the annals of Bahamian history to deal with the magnitude of this dilemma. Whilst he was in the midst of trying his best to get things to normal, he was caught in the midst of another crisis more severe than the first one. We have never known of a time when all of the hotels were closed, no cruise ship in port, the airport closed, and all occurring simultaneously worldwide. Dr. Hubert Minnis did not cause Hurricane Dorian. That was a natural disaster. Dr. Hubert Minnis and the FNM did not cause COVID-19 and the economic crisis. The entire world was affected and their economies collapsed prior to the pandemic. We welcomed 7 million visitors, which was a record. And to wake up one day and to find out that none was on the horizon in an economy driven by tourism, it cannot get worse than that. But the government of the Bahamas, even though the revenue streams stopped, the government invested $177 million in COVID-19 response, issued millions in unemployment benefit, gave millions to food assistance initiative, to the food network, where over 75,000 households were fed, and not one civil servant laid off and their salaries were affected. This was while private sector companies were closing every day and staffs were being laid off at will and at will. Ultimately, this was the hand that the FNM and the Prime Minister was dealt. And any journalist or political figure or pundit attempting to diminish the severity of what the Bahamas experienced over the past 4 years and the government's response need to have their heads examined.